Hello everybody, you're here with Claudio Beauty with your host Claudia Lara. Thank you very much for tuning in. So today is an episode we're going to keep playing with the Charlotte Tilbury Brightening Radiant Concealer. I wanted to keep at this because there's such a variance in reviews and about the radiance and if it has micro glitter or what is it about. So I wanted to play with different powders and translucent powders on top of it, and I wanted to play with other radiant concealers, compare and see how that goes. If you're interested in that, please keep on watching and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. So let's continue. And by the way, this is the first time I film with the new setup with the ring light. So I usually sit over there where there's a window and natural lighting comes in, but it's been not very reliable, especially the times that I have or am able to film. So today I'm trying this new ring light. And as usual, I feel my view in the front is much better than your view in the back. So work in progress. Even over there, I have like these beautiful pines and greens and everything. And you don't get to see that. So anyhow, and little by little, I'll show you around this. It's a very small room, but I feel very cozy. I like it. I like it. Okay. So let's begin with this. I'm gonna apply on under my eyes and how just thinking I hadn't put my serum and primer. Well, let's just add that real quick. I'm gonna do the Victoria Beckham. It's because I'm gonna do a video on Victoria Beckham next, and I wanted to have all the products of Victoria Beckham on, but I think that I wanted to apply this before the concealer. So I'll just put it in this video, why not? So this is the Victoria Beckham serum. I'm not gonna talk about it because I don't wanna take all your time since we're here for the concealer, but nevertheless, and I'm using the moisturizer primer, and then we'll go with the concealer. Now, I must say that I already applied serum and moisturizer and eye cream earlier this morning. So this is on top of it. And it's okay because usually these products, I feel that they dry me a little bit. So I'll talk about more about them on the other video, but just so you know, I already had those things, but I still wanted to apply this for the next video on Victoria Beckham. Wanted to have this on. Okay, so let's go with the concealer now. At the beginning, well, let's swatch them first. I have here the YSL Touch Eclat. This has been a bestseller through years. I don't know if right now it's still one of favorites. I don't hear much about it, but it used to be like the thing. If you wanted to brighten your eyes or illuminate your eyes or something very light without concealing, but just natural. So I'm not so sure where this is anymore, because obviously there's a lot of clean beauty that started coming in, a lot more light kind of makeup and things like that. So I haven't heard much about it, but I would think it's still a favorite. Another big favorite was this Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. Now this one, and it's been loved. Let me open it. It's a little old, but well, a little old for me, a little used up for me, but not much, huh? Anyhow, this one was also another big time favorite, one of those secret things that you applied before in the makeup and it really made a big difference. Of course, this was back on the day when not a lot of brightening concealer had come along and clean beauty and all of this stuff. Sorry, something's in my eye. So I wanted to compare it with these two big favorites because it reminds me of it in a different way. Seems like this is more complete because it's a concealer plus the brightening effect. This is a corrector with the brightening effect. And this one, I don't know how they describe it, but let's swatch it on the hand. Now this one, it has a little brush, which that is not very clean in the sense because, you know, through the time you use it and it stays there and then you close it and then you reuse it. So I don't know. It's, I wouldn't say the cleanest method. Ugh, my dog had to be in the video as usual. I think the thing is, he either hears me talk and wonders what I'm doing, or somebody comes by the door. So, okay, so that is the shh. I might have to cut that out. Okay, this is the Becca. This is a lot more peach pink because it's a corrector and it's supposed to help you with the blue, right? But I'm looking for the brightening. And then Archie, let's see if he hears me. He's under, he's in the first floor, so, but by the door. Okay, so now we're gonna do the concealer. Okay, I think he's getting up. Let's see here. You see the difference? Oh yeah. So this is definitely has more concealing, not just the brightening, but very different coloring, different amount of radiance and brightening. So far, I see the Becca a little more brightening, not only brightening, light reflecting. And I have said that in the past, you know, when I have the light reflecting, it doesn't look like in real life, because in real life you don't have the lighting kind of doing all that, but it does brightening a little bit. So you're supposed to put the concealer on top of that. I'm sure you guys know all that I'm saying, but, and by the way, Becca, the company, I think they sold, and so the product, because it was a bestseller, and I'm sure it's still a bestseller, went into, I think it's NARS. It's one of those very known companies, and they call it the brand and then Becca, so you recognize that it is this product. I think it's NARS Becca, or which other company, I'm not sure, but anyhow. So yeah, there you have it. So you see the difference? This one has even more radiance, I think, than the Charlotte Tilbury. The Charlotte Tilbury has a matte but radiance illuminating to it. You see that? Like it is on top of your skin, versus this one is just really kind of your skin, but a little lighting. Now, one of you said about the micro fibers or micro glitters on this concealer, the Charlotte Tilbury. I don't see any, so I'm not so sure what is that about. Now, what I did say is at the counter where I bought this, the lady, what she did is apply, obviously, powder to set it. And she did not apply the new, this is the new Charlotte Tilbury Air, what is it called? Well, this is the new powder. Why is it the name not here? It just says Poise. But she did not apply the new one. She applied the old one. I have a, but this is a darker color for me. This is a number 2 and this is a number 1, and I am number 1. I know they're super minis. I got them in samples. But this one is the old version of the powder. I never really like it. I thought it was a little heavy, and that's why I never got it other than this number 2. And I did try the color number 1 in a sample, which I like better, but it was too heavy, so I never thought of getting it. However, this one, which is the new formula, this one I do like. It's a little lighter, it's very nice, it does buff, and so I really recommend this. However, for this concealer, the lady said to apply the old one because it takes a little bit of the radiance off, because the new formula has a little more illuminating. So then it's one illuminating on top of another illuminating. But today I wanted to compare it to the Pat McGrath Light Skin Sublime Perfection Blurring Eye Powder, because this one doesn't have that much illuminating. I feel like I'm blah, 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 blah. And I didn't know if I should put one on one side and one on the other, given that it's such a different formulas. This one will not cover as much, so the eye will still have some purple underneath, but it will look very natural. You can still see, you know, it's kind of transparent. This one will definitely cover. So you see today, my under eyes are bad. So today will be a good day for this. So let's apply both, and I'll just try one powder on one and another powder on the other. And I'm gonna apply a little bit here too. Even though it has that illuminating thing, if I put powder on top, it'll go away. So, and of course, my hands have been brutally worked the last couple of months, and you can tell. Okay. And also, by the way, I'm gonna be going right after I film this video. I'm leaving to Portland, Oregon, which is only like 3 or 3.5 hours from here. That's where my dad lives. That's part of the reason why we came to the west side of the United States and so close to where he is. Eventually, we're gonna get closer to him. But Redmond here in Washington is gorgeous. The community is so pleasant. And I've been very happy since I got here. All right, so I already can see the lighting. Even though the window is over here, I feel that there's more shade on this side than this in the lighting. And it's not what I have in front. So that's interesting. I might have to add some light over here so it does look a little less shade. A work in progress, work in progress. Okay. So look how beautiful. I mean, I don't know about that micro glitters. I think it's just beautiful. It has radiance, but I think I love it. See, the radiance is right there. You don't see that much radiance unless the light hits it right there. You see that? But if you see it without the light, this will be more natural. This one, even without the light, will have radiance. This is the Becca. And this one just looks very natural, but happy. So now that we applied it on both, let's apply a little powder. So I'll use 2 different brushes so we don't contaminate with the powder. So in one, I will use the new powder just because it's the lightest color. This will be on the right, and this is obviously Charlotte Tilbury as well. And on the other, I'm going to change the brush. I did use Refer, what is it, 16. And now I'm going to be using Sonia Blender Pro. And I'm going to take a little bit of the Pat McGrath. And then I'm just going to pot over here. Okay, so in application, this one is white, obviously. As I applied it, I could see a little bit of whiteness. And as I applied this one, I did see a little more coverage because of the color of the powder. You see that? When I use this with the Pat McGrath concealer, I love it because the Pat McGrath concealer already has a lot of color. And when you put the white, it just covers and corrects and everything. It's perfection. But it's not for every day because it's for a full kind of makeup. Today, for natural, everyday, etc., you look at the brightening, but that's because of the powder. Yeah, so there you have it. I don't know. What would I like best? Well, just looking at that, and I don't know if it translated, I was looking at the mirror. I actually like the Pat McGrath powder better. It makes it crease less. I mean crease, because it's not big time crease concealer. I'm being minute, just trying to compare both, but I see more creasing with the with this powder. So I like it. So I definitely will use the Pat McGrath powder. And it did take a little bit of that translucent, but it didn't cover more, right? But look at the brightening with the combination of the two. I don't know which one you like better. And just out of curiosity, I'm gonna put in, of course it's a little late, but I want to put in a little bit of the medium, the old powder from Charlotte Tilbury. Should I put it on the left or on the right to see if it conceals a little bit of that purple? Let's do it. Because I wouldn't just be happy with that because it's still too purple. There, I think I like it like that. So I think the best thing will be to use the concealer with the old Charlotte Tilbury powder formula. I think that would be the best, more than the Pat McGrath. Why? Because what I just explained, that it didn't cover enough, this cover enough. Look how natural that looks. Yeah? So if you want a very brightening effect, use the new powder formula on top of it. And if you want a very natural look, use the old type of formula. All right, that's the conclusion. Thank you very much for watching. I know this might be redundant because I already did a review on this, but I wanted to see the different applications. I hope you have fun with me. I know I'm a little all over the place, but getting back to it. Please subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so, please ring the bell in the right hand corner so you know when I upload new messages or new videos. I send you a big kiss from here to wherever you are. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.